Breaking news with Based and Bougie. I know this is a different setting. I'm currently at my workplace, but this information was too important for me not to report. So basically, you guys are probably aware because you guys are all in my comment section letting me know that Tommy Robinson has been charged once again. Now, you know, as a journalist, you really have to be quick on your feet, because when I uploaded this video, the second I clicked upload, I went on Twitter, I did a little scroll. All I saw was Tommy Robinson had been charged again. As in, we had literally 1 second to celebrate. I had 1 second to celebrate the fact that he was a free man. But guys, this just once again shows that this country has gone absolutely insane. So to break down what happened, basically, you know, during last year, summer, Tommy Robinson had his very successful march in July. I think it was a turnout of 150,000 people, something like that. And I was there. That was my first ever Patriot March, and it was very peaceful. It was very beautiful. There was a lot of gospel songs. There was, you know, a lot of British flags everywhere. Very, very, very peaceful event. Nothing like the violent, rude, lefty events that you see. And Tommy Robinson obviously went on holiday straight after that. People said that he went on holiday to escape the Southport protest that he apparently started. First of all, he didn't start it because the Southport protest happened after he left the country. Second of all, he was one of the few people that was trying to tell people to calm down and not, you know, cause any violence. There's literally video footage of this.
But again, I'll just reiterate again, a total appeal for calm. I know some of you might be listening to that if you're in Southport thinking, fuck off, mate, our kids are being killed and butchered. I understand. Look, two different points. The police will come down on you like a ton of bricks. You might be thinking it's justified anger standing there, but they'll take you away from your families. You're going to be put in prison as a far-right racist. Yeah? Then you've got to face all those problems. So just saying to the lads, look, I get the anger, yeah? But coming out, smashing things up, burning things. The problem is, for me to say it doesn't work, the Romany gypsy family were giving back their child, even though they're probably shit parents who put their kids in harm's way. English parents would have their kids taken off them. They get their kids back because they rioted and threatened another big riot. As we've seen with the Muslims violently beat the shit out of armed response police officers, battered them, breaking a woman's nose. They don't get prosecuted, lack of evidence, because the Muslims threatened to riot. So unfortunately, this is on you to the police, and this is on the scenes last night are also on you to the government. Your cowardice and your weakness. But again, so lads, if there are any future demonstrations up there, try to remain calm.
Yeah, basically he was on holiday. Now, whilst he was on holiday, a bunch of journalists decided to cheekily dox him. And when they doxed him, they basically took pictures of him on holiday and his family and his children. Now, from the conversations I've had with Tommy Robinson is there's nothing in the world that means more to him than his actual children. So for them to do that, to me personally, that's bottom barrel disgusting behavior. As in, me, I'm a journalist. If you had a problem with me, that's fine. But the minute you expose my family, I have every right to be upset. I have every right to be angry. But even with Tommy Robinson and his family being so disrespected by them taking pictures of his family, of his children and posting it online, Tommy Robinson still remained quite composed. And he actually posted this tweet basically exposing the person who did it. Because I'm not being funny, if you want to expose me, I should have the right to expose you too. Because that's the cheekiness of these paps and these leftist journalists, okay? So he put out this statement. Again, you tell me if there's anything in that statement that gives off the energy of harassment. No. Then after that, he decided to follow up with this video.
The Daily Mail, who sent journalists to a hotel where I was with my children, photographed my family and gave away their location. So yesterday, 3 of their addresses, I got pictures of all of them, okay? And I've contacted them. You need to contact me, editor, because if not, I am going to come here. I don't want to. I've made this clear. I don't think that's right. I don't think it's morally right, and what you've done is totally wrong. You have destroyed a family holiday when I was with my children. So let's get the record straight. I didn't flee the country because of riots. I left the country before any riots. I held 100,000 people strong, peaceful protests riots kicked off in Liverpool that were nothing to do with me. Every one of my videos that I've done so far have clearly called for peace and calm. You're just lying. You're trying to throw it on my lap, so are the government. But what you've done with my children, you upset their holiday, you ruined their holiday, okay? Now you're all saying I fled Cyprus, okay? Yeah, you've broke up my family holiday. So I want to ask you the question. You come where my children were and you give their location. Is it, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Is it fair that I do that to you? See, I'm not a morally bankrupt wanker. You know I've got images of everyone in your family. You know I know the locations of where you are. Yeah? I'm asking you, is it fair for me to do that? If the answer's no, then stick to a rule book, lads, yeah? You know when I've done my investigation into a 5-part series of Muslim rapists, and I had 3 girls saying they're rapists, and I went to find those men. Do you know how many times we had surveillance on them there with their kids or their missus or their mum, and we didn't approach them? And do you know how much that costs when you've got a surveillance team, security team? Do you know we left it? Nope, he's with the family. Nope, kids are there. Nope. Unfortunately, yeah, because it's nothing to do with those innocent members of the family. Certainly not to be recorded or to leave everlasting damage in their minds when you're confronting people to ask them questions. Now, you haven't thought about that with my kids, yeah, who have been upset for days now, you've ruined their whole event. Again, I'll ask you, is it fair? So to the journalists, I'm not on the run, stop lying, yeah? I'm due in court on October 28th and 29th. That's when I'm due in court at the High Court of London. Stick the date in your diary, people, yeah? That's when I go on trial for freedom of the press, for showing you the truth of how corrupt and how they lie. But to any other journalists, I will find you, yeah? So please think, is it right? If I'm sat, for example, with my mother, and you want to question me about something, is it right to come up and record her in front of my mum? And if it is right, expect me to go to your mum's. Yeah? Daily Mail editor, please, get in contact. I don't want to have to do this. Yeah? I really don't. I don't think it's right. But you have to deal with what you've done. You've doxed, endangered my children. I can show you the hundreds of threats there are now aimed at them and me as a family from your article. You could have wrote your article, you could have blurred everyone else's faces out, and you didn't have to give the location. That's what you could have done. You've purposely done it. So sit your wives down and explain to them what you've fucking done.
Now, can you guys tell me in that video, did you sense any harassment? Did you sense any harassment from Tommy Robinson? Do you feel as though Tommy Robinson harassed that man, or did Tommy Robinson have the right to let that man know it is not fair, it is not right for you to stalk me? They basically stalked him and his family. And that's the part that blows my mind, is the fact that they are saying Tommy Robinson is the person that harassed them. Meanwhile, they were the ones that stalked Tommy Robinson, found his location, posted it online without their consent. The hypocrisy of the mainstream media, the hypocrisy of the establishment. They have been harassing Tommy Robinson all his life, giving him fake charges that make no sense, whether it's the government, whether it's the establishment, whether it's the media, whether it's the Islamists. Tommy Robinson is probably the most harassed man on the planet, but yet they are arresting him for harassment for simply being angry about the fact that his children's faces were exposed. Guys, they are trying to crush this man. That's all it is. They just want to crush him. And I know this because they had time to do this. I mean, these videos were made last summer. They had time to do this. That man could have filed a complaint of harassment during summer, but they decided to do it once he's come out. And what's even more disgusting is the fact that they pretty much promised Tommy Robinson that if you take down this video, we will agree to your appeal for early release. And the minute he's come out, they've given him more problems, more issues. It's just, whether you like Tommy Robinson, whether you hate him, really ask yourself, does this make sense? Does this make sense that someone who was stalked and harassed and simply put out a public video saying, don't do that again, and if I didn't, you wouldn't like it, and here's the photo of this person who's done it, is now being arrested? What? Is now being charged again? And this is following up him being charged and sitting in solitary confinement for watching a documentary. This is the Great Britain that, you know, the soldiers fought for. Is this the Great Britain that our soldiers fought for? It's absolutely disgusting. What was I going to say? Not only that, I feel like the reason why they're doing this is because they know once Tommy Robinson comes out, he's going to come out a hero. He's going to come out a king. And that's why they want to keep him in jail. But what they're not realizing is they give him these silly charges that make no sense. People are waking up, because think about it, guys, being charged for that video of him basically saying, don't harass my family, don't take pictures of my family without my consent. They're making up things. They're literally making up things. Now what are they going to do? They're going to arrest him for littering in 1999. Like, oh gosh. I just feel for Tommy Robinson, and now more than ever we really need to pray for him, because they are trying their hardest to crush him. Not only are they trying to crush him mentally, spiritually, but they're trying to show us, they're trying to make an example of Tommy Robinson by telling us, if you try it, this will be the same result. And guys, now more than ever we need to pray for him, because it's just not fair, it's just not right. But anyways, guys, if you guys want more videos like this of true journalism, not the fake journalism, okay, like, comment and subscribe. Bye guys.